Hey everybody, welcome back. Needless to say, thank God for another 24. So I do have some good news, and unfortunately I do have some bad news as well. The bad news, very minor, is that you guys are not smashing the like button. If you guys just drop a like and a subscribe, it does help the channel go a very long way, and it helps this content reach more people. Now the real bad news being that the sneaker mystery box is going to take a few more days, so it won't be ready until next week's video. So stay tuned for that. However, the good news is I still have valuable content that could be eye-opening and even potentially life-changing if done so correctly. That's right, I'm talking about an income expense report or a budget sheet. Now, before you start questioning this content and saying that it's boring, that nobody really needs it, just take a step back
all game long, and you see James stepping back.
And look at yourself and ask yourself these questions. Are you okay with where you're at financially, and are you able to do what makes you happy? Maybe you are, and maybe you're not. But starting a budget sheet could be a great first step to reaching those goals and breaking barriers. Sadly, there is no even playing field in this life. Some people get placed more ahead than others, but more often than not, a lot of people get stuck with the short end of the stick. Thankfully, with the help of some Google tools, a little bit of organization, some consistency and determination, and you can start to even things out. One of my favorite quotes that I was reminded by one of my best friends the other day is hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Just stay relentless when it comes to bettering yourself, especially in areas that you know that you struggle with. For instance, Americans tend to struggle with saving money as nearly 70% of them don't even have $1,000 saved in their bank account, and about another 45% don't even have anything saved up. That means 229.6 million of them have less than $1,000, and 147.6 million have nothing saved up. Again, like I mentioned before, there are plenty of people that are put into terrible situations, but there are also a whole bunch who can easily be fixed with a good budget sheet. One of the main reasons that I do enjoy working on a budget sheet is that you get to see currently where you are financially and where you're projected to be. And once you start seeing what you're doing with your money and making sure that it's not going to waste, you just start to feel better about yourself. The best part is seeing those debts go down, but that's a story for another day. Now let's get started on this budget sheet. So first things first is you're going to want to go ahead and open your web browser. And while you're in your web browser, you're going to want to go ahead and open your Google Apps. I use Google Chrome, so I'll open my Google Apps and come down here to the Google Sheets tab. Once you open the Google Sheets tab, as you can see, as I was saying, this is one of the tools that they have. You can see they have here a bunch of templates so that you could customize them up and make them your own. I do like to start from blank, but I already have one that I've been working on, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this spreadsheet that I've been working on. So as you can see, this is the 2020 projected income and expenses. So here you can see I have all my months set up throughout the year, and the only reason I have only up to 8. So as you can see here for the monthly income, I have here the hours set up. So this is this is the hourly wage. This is the amount of hours worked, and then this is gonna add with the overtime. So you see here you got the overtime hourly wage and the hours worked for overtime. And the reason January has ×3 is because I paid 3 times for that month. And this is additional. This is just an estimate of sales tax. So I can see more or less about how much it's going to be after taxes. Same thing for February. As you see here in February, it's the same hourly wage, same amount of hours, plus the overtime worked for the hours. And this one is going to be ×2 because it's only for 2 hours worked. And then again, this is just the estimate of sales tax and stuff like that. And then same thing for March and April. As you can see, it's about the same. So this is just projected. These are the monthly projected incomes, and this is the actual. So for the actual, I actually go ahead and I put in the actual amounts paid for the months. As you can see here, it's three installments, and then for February, March, and April, there's 2 installments. Next up is the expenses. This is the projected expenses, and the projected expenses do come from the columns L2 through L4, and these can be customized for your own self. And as you can see here, this is just estimated rough payments of what they could be more or less. So that's why I have this, and then these are the actual expenses, what they actually come out to.
And this is coming from the expense report. As you can see down here, there's an expense report. And these are just going to be the columns. I'll show you right now in a moment. Next up, I want to just show you guys the savings. So the savings, I like to take about 15% of my actual income of what I got paid that month. So as you can see for this particular month of January, it's going to be C5 times 15%, which comes out to about $532. So that's how much I should have saved that month, and just in savings. For the next month, I made a little bit less, and so my savings should come out to be a little bit less, 15% of what I actually made that month. And that's going to go ahead, and the same kind of effect for the fun activities. Fun activities is movies, dinner, just extracurricular activities that I want to do. And I like to take about 0.05% of my actual income for that kind of expense. As you can see, depending on my actual income is going to depend on the amount of money that I could use for that month for savings and for fun activities. So as you can see, these are just my projected monthly incomes. This is my projected for the whole year. This is my actual so far for the year. This is my projected expenses for the entire year. As you can see, this column down here is going to be my projected income minus my projected expenses, which comes out to about 5,600, almost 5,700. And then down here, you can see my actual expenses thus far for the year compared to my actual monthly income, which is going to be right here, actually what I have so far left in my account. And as you can see, this should match this right here with my month, with what's currently in my account. And they do match for now. This I put in manually. If I'm actually following all of this stuff here, then it should equal out. As I mentioned before, you can see here on the actual expenses, it's going to be from the expense report, B2 through B14. So if you come to expense report, B2 through B14 is right here, and that's going to give you, and that should equal out to this. That's what this equals here, 2,700 in expenses. These are all my expenses. These expenses here are the same as the expenses that are right here. These are just what they actually came out to for the month. I enter them as I go. I apologize about that. Here I enter them as I go, and as you can see, they may vary from month to month because obviously things come up in life, and this is just a projected. So down here is going to be my net profit or loss. So I have the overview here. It comes from overview C5 and minus overview E5, which is my actual minus my actual. And that comes out to be, for this month of January, it was a positive. For February, as you can see the overview, I had an income of 2,500 and an expense of 3,022. So this happened to be a negative, and a negative.
So now that we've gone over that budget sheet and you see how your income versus your expenses work, and you could feel a little bit more comfortable, I hope you guys don't tend to be like an ostrich with its head digging the sand and not trying to hide away from your financials, because that's how many people who later on in their life are expecting to be coasting and just enjoying retirement, they have to work. They have to work and not be able to enjoy the finer things in life, not be able to relax, go to Mexico and drink a pina colada. They can't even do that because they're forced to work, because they weren't worried about their financials early on in their life. But if you're able to get ahead and maximize your income and minimize your expenses, then that's the first step on getting this freedom. And that's what I hope to do with myself in the next 5 to 10 years. And I hope you guys could be level-headed and do the same. And I please drop a like. Please smash that like button, actually. It goes a very long way. Like, subscribe, comment, do everything you can do to get this video out. Please and thank you. Peace.